Everybody, it is now time for Story Time with Crims. Now, here's a battle that I've had about 2 or 3 months ago. This is the battle that ultimately made me never play Gen 5 OU ever again. Probably never ever again, but at least for a very long time. I have not played OU in about 2 months, and I'm probably not going to go back anytime soon, seeing how, Smoggin is just fucking up everything. So, there's that. But anyways, this battle is a battle. I totally forget the guy's name. I apologize who you are, even though I hate you. But the point is that this battle was a tournament battle. This is Mulvone's tourney. It was an OU tourney, one of Mulvone's many thousands of tourneys that he's never finished. But that's not the point. This is OU. Now, here's the problem, is that I played this guy, okay? As you can see, you see his team, you see my team. I'm using my Let's Get to Front Page team, because this team actually has gotten front page back when it was actually hard to get front page. And I love that, but that's not the point. This team I just love, and it's always worked in every single meta to some degree. This was especially for the Excadrill meta, but that's not even the point. The point is that I played this guy, and needless to say, if you look at this man's team, Reuniclus destroys it. Easily, in fact. You got the Calm Mind, and after like 3 Calm Minds, it's not like Latios is going to do anything. Nothing else on his team can do anything. He has a Scarf Terrakion, not a Banded Terrakion. So X-Scissor only does about 40-some%. So I can kill it. The point is that that thing can sweep his ass. The first game we played, we DC'd, and I had 3 or 4 Calm Minds on Reuniclus, and it was, I believe, 5. No, I had a full team. I remember. I had 6 pokes. He had like 3. Now we DC'd. Now, it's one of those DCs where it's like, you're gonna win, but there's just that thing that's just like, you can't just say, oh, I was gonna win and you DC'd. Plus, I don't like to be, put off as an asshole. So, I decided, hey, let's have a rematch. Okay? Because, hey, if I destroyed him that quickly, that easily, let's just play him again. That was basically what I was thinking in the back of my head. However, of course, I'm not a quote-unquote asshole, at least to other people I don't know. So, yeah. So I played him again. We played. This time it was another DC. This DC, I was still winning. I still had like 2 or 3 Calm Minds on Reuniclus. And this one was a less of a lead. I believe I had 5 pokes this time and he had like 3 or something. But it was still like, I'm gonna win. There's like nothing you can do. So we DC. Now, I should have, at this point, since I was going to win twice, or at least I thought so, should have been like, yo dude, this is stupid, I totally won, insert I won here, like line here, like whatever. And that should have been it. I should have been like, yo Mulvone, this guy DC'd twice, we should just have another battle. However, of course, because I'm an idiot, and I don't like being an asshole, at least the people I don't know to, whatever, I decided to play him a 3rd time. This is where this battle comes in. The 3rd battle. Let's see what happens. So this time, we decided to battle on the streets of New York, because if he DCs one more time, I'm going to jump in that bus and run his ass over, because I would be so pissed off. Anyways, he leads off with Terrakion for the 3rd time in a row. And I would predict him to go for close combat for the 3rd time in a row. So I go into Reuniclus. However, he goes for X-Scissor. I guess he learned something. So that's good, I guess, for him. But, since, he's going for X-Scissor and I know he's choiced because I played him, 3 times, I'm going to go into Skarmory, take the hit like it's nothing, which actually it was nothing because leftovers are covered. And we're here. I go out for the layer of spikes because more spikes. And actually, I think I only get 1 layer of spikes this game, but that's whatever. He goes for the T-Bolt. He's a Specs Latios. T-Bolt, that's pretty cool. And then he goes into Flammable. Now, I knew he was going to go into this stupid thing, but I was just like, you know what, a burned Ferrothorn is better than a not burned Ferrothorn. So I went for Scald, and I didn't get the burn. So that sucked ass. And I decided to go back and buy this thing. Now, he goes for Power Whip. Power Whip does a decent chunk. It's probably like a 4-hit KO without lefties. But whatever the case may be, I go for Recover, and for whatever smart reason, super smart reason, he goes for Gyro Ball. Yeah, there's that. So I decided to, you know, since he's not gonna do anything and he's letting me just sit here and Calm Mind up, I'm just gonna start setting up since, you know, I swept him the last 2 times with it, supposedly. And he goes for the Thunder Wave, and I'm like, that's cool, Thunder Wave. Yeah. So I decided to go for the Focus Blast at this point, I believe just with the +1 because I want this thing out of the way because it's a Ferrothorn. And he goes into Mew. Now, this is the only poke I didn't know really what it did. The only thing I saw ever within the past 2 battles was Swords Dance. And seeing Swords Dance, I was just like, okay, it's a Baton Pass Mew. So the next thing I do, I believe I go straight into Skarmory, if I'm correct. No, I go into this thing. This is what I was doing. Okay, so he Swords Dance. I realized Jirachi isn't very useful. It doesn't do really anything versus this guy. So, and this is my Iron Head Jirachi. This is way before, like, this is the hacks abuse Jirachi. This is before I turned it into Scarf. Whatever. And I go for the Thunder Wave. I do know he has Synchronized, but like I said, this thing isn't gonna do anything. And then I see that he had the Drain Punch, so he's not like Baton Pass, he's like offensive. So there's that. He decides to go for a second Swords Dance, which now I'm a little bit threatened due to the fact that he has Drain Punch. I decided to go for Brave Bird for whatever reason. Actually, I thought Brave Bird would have 2-shot, because seeing him, I kind of thought he would be more offensive, but I guess not. Point is that I can't Roost, because if I Roost, he'll get the super effective. So I have to go for the Whirlwind. And basically Skarmory's useless at this point. It only has like 50 HP. And I Whirlwind him into like the worst Pokemon ever, which is this thing. Now, I guess it's okay, because now I get to see what he uses. I decided to Death Fodder for whatever reason. But it's okay, because now I know that, you know, he's locked into Dragon Pulse, and I can just freely go into Mango and set up my rocks. Because rocks are nice. Now, the main reason why I paralyzed this stupid thing is so that my Heatran was faster than it, and I didn't have to worry about, like, a Swords Dance Drain Punch. So I go for the Fire Blast. He, I guess, either doesn't care, or just over-predicted or something. Predicted something else, and he went for Swords Dance. And then he gets paralyzed here. I'm assuming that was a Sucker Punch, not like a Mach Punch. Like, can he even learn that? I know it can Vacuum Wave. No, it was Sucker Punch. Either way, he dies. So now he goes into Gadoosh, which is his Terrakion, and I'm like, well, obvious close combat is obvious, but seeing this, I'm like, why did I go into Jirachi? My only thing I could think of is that I want to sweep him right now, which is what I'm going to do at this point. I'm at full health, he's locked into close combat, that's at least 1 Calm Mind, and at this point, with at least 1 Calm Mind without his Mew, I could just sweep his ass. For whatever reason, he decides to stay in. I mean, that was just the most brilliant option ever, because now I get 2 Calm Minds. So there's that. I would have gotten 2 Calm Minds if I didn't get paralyzed right here, which is unfortunate, but hey, whatever. So, he switches, goes into Blissey. At this point, I'm like, well, it's time to go for Recover. I mean, there's really nothing else to say. It's just gonna be a Reuniclus sweep. So I'm gonna fast forward the shit, because it's a Blissey versus Reuniclus. We all know what that's gonna do. This thing does have Psyshock, so really, I don't know why he went into this thing. He knows I have Psyshock too, so yeah. However, what turned into what should have been an easy kill, easy fast, like 3-turn kill, turned into an outright stall fest due to the fact that I get paralyzed every other turn. This is stupid. Like, I don't know what was up with the Hacks gods this day, but they were pissed as hell, okay? And they just wanted every single paralyzed Pokemon to suffer. And that is literally what happened this entire battle. I mean, for whatever reason, Reuniclus just was not liked. And I literally almost died of this Blissey because of this Parahacks. It's so stupid. As you can clearly see, I'm going down to like under 100 health versus the stupid thing, which I have like +4 Calm Minds. I can't even attack because of the fact that I'm getting paralyzed. Luckily for me, I actually get an attack off. It doesn't even kill. Now, it's kind of weird though. I mean, I would have thought like +4 Psyshock would have at least killed. Whatever. Point is that, you know, it's a 2-shot. I'll just, you know, hopefully not get parahaxed. At this point, I really don't want to recover once more or Calm Mind anymore because I don't want to die to a Blissey. So I just kill the thing. And there's that. So, dead Blissey's dead. So now it goes into Gadoosh, which goes for an X-Scissor. If I got parahaxed here, I would have probably picked up my computer and thrown it at a wall. But, that doesn't happen. Luckily for me. So yeah. Yes, luckily I didn't get parahaxed. So, he goes into Ferrothorn, goes for the Power Whip. I go for Recover because I don't get parahaxed, luckily. And we just proceed to Power Whip, crit me, and parahax me. I am so happy I went for Recover that turn. You don't even know. Get parahaxed again, and I'm like, bro, what is this? I don't even. And the icing on the delicious piece of shit cake, I get parahaxed twice in a row, and I die. Note that he didn't miss one Power Whip this entire game. And he crits me on the last hit. Don't know if it mattered. Didn't really look like it. Now here, I'm like, okay, so his only real threat is his Latios. Once I get a bulk up, I can live a Dragon Pulse, a Specs Dragon Pulse, so I'm just gonna bulk up. And then he freaking... Oh, my heart. He crits me when I went for bulk up. Not only does that do ×2 damage, but it ignores my defense boost. And then he wanted to be a ginormous penis and go into Brungeru as I go for the Drain Punch, which doesn't affect it. So I'm pretty much forced to switch. However, it's pretty obvious that he's going to go for some kind of water move or Shadow Ball, so I just decided to go into Gastrodon. I guess he goes for Scald, so is that maybe... I mean, I would have lived the Scald, and if I got burned, I would have lulled my ass off. Actually, I'd probably die. Not the point. Anyways, here I go for the Toxic for whatever reason. I knew he was going to switch into this damn thing. I don't know why I went for Toxic. Like, watching this replay, I was like, I went for Scald, right? I better have went for Scald. And I didn't. And I was like, damn. So, I go on to Heatran. Heatran really doesn't need the balloon, so I was just like, I don't really care if I get hit by Power Whip. Plus it's like quad resisted and all that fun stuff. So I'm just gonna go for Fire Blast. I know that anything he switches in will probably take some decent amount of damage and stuff, and I know I can take a Scald. So I get a crit, which is pretty nice. It was definitely a worthy crit, even though he still out-haxed me. But hey, Jellicent's dead. That's good. Burungeru. That's like the best name ever. Anyways, he goes into this thing, and pretty much at this point, it's just I need to get rid of Latios and have Heatran, or get rid of Ferrothorn and have Gastrodon. Now, I went into Conkeldurr because I didn't know if he was going to go for the Surf. I don't even think he had Surf, but whatever. He goes for the Dragon Pulse. This is a 3-hit KO, which is pretty nice, but I don't 3-hit KO him. Or I do 3-hit KO him, but he's faster. So I have to switch because, I mean, Ferrothorn versus Gastrodon, I mean, I lose, so yeah. However, I do know I can take a Specs Dragon Pulse. I can take 2 of them. And yeah, so I'm just gonna go for Recover and all that stuff. And guess what? Yeah, you guessed it. You got a crit. Really, my only hope at this point is just get a crit Fire Blast or roar him. Actually, I think I roared him. No, I didn't. I Fire Blasted. And then I missed. And I lose. What turned into a almost guaranteed win 3 times turned into a loss. And I was knocked out of round 1 of the tourney. So that is the story of why I don't play 5th gen. Nothing really much else to say. In fact, I'm not even gonna. I just yeah. I'm done.